What's going on, everyone? Juicebacks here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2 and another building tutorial. Today I wanted to talk about Ascension, and more importantly, Builder Ascension. I know there's a large influx of players coming into the game, and a lot of people are unsure of exactly how they should spend their Ascension points. And I do have that other video on the channel, but it's just a touch outdated, so I thought it was time to hop back in and talk about Ascension. Let's take a look at it. Now, for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to be on this Abyss Lord. However, this does apply to all builders. So basically, for whatever builder you want to focus on first, you should pick one tower for that builder that you want to use the most. And for this particular tutorial, we're going to say that it is Juicy, this Abyss Lord right here, and this is going to be a skeletal archer builder. Now, since this is going to be a builder only, I'm going to completely ignore this offense category. However, we do know that you get 1 point for each point of ascension as you level up, and it starts to the left and works its way over, so ascension 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Now, the first 60 ascension levels is really the most important for a builder. It's going to have the biggest impact on your overall building power, and it's important to spend those points wisely. Now, first off, let's talk about the defense category. Now, there is quite the gap in the slowest a tower can shoot and the fastest a tower can shoot. So, no matter what, your first 20 points in the defense category for every builder should automatically go directly into defense speed. So at level 60 Ascension, you'll have 20 points in this defense category, and defense speed is where you want all 20 of those points to go. Now in the utility category, just like there's a big range in speed, there is also a large range in crit scaling. As it stands, I believe crit scaling, or defense crit as a stat scales 5 times higher than defense power as a stat. So defense crit is a big part of the game all the way through. From beginning to finish, right now defense crit plays a huge role. Now in light of that, of course, if you don't have the chance to crit, you're not going to crit. Whether it be a builder, a DPS hero, whatever. So no matter what, your first 20 points on every single builder should always go into defense crit chance. Now the current cap for defense crit is 33%. Naturally, you're going to start off with 10% defense crit. 10% comes free. However, now we've put our first 20 points in the utility category, because we're now at Ascension 60 into defense crit. If we look at defense now, we have a 30% chance to crit. Now, the cap is 33%, so you're actually really close to the cap just with Ascension. Now, you can throw a shard in there and save some Ascension. However, I believe most players would agree with me that it's not worth a shard slot just for that 3 points of crit chance. So, although it is something that's fun to play around with, you're going to be better off staying away from the defense crit chance shard once you're past level 60 Ascension, and just going with that 30% crit and having an extra shard slot on every one of your defenses. Now from 60 onward, and this one will have various opinions, and some towers are going to be better than others. However, as a general rule of thumb, the next points, let's say the next 50 points that we put into the defense category, we want to put directly into the defense power tree of whatever defense we're speccing into. Since this is going to be archers, I'm going to go ahead and put my next 50 points right there into skeletal archer damage. If this was a waller, obviously you would put it into defense health. This is straight up damaging archers. So we're going to put our next 50 into skeletal archer damage. Now, this will put you at Ascension 210. At 210, you have 70 points to spend in each category. So in the defense category, when you're at Ascension 210, you should have 20 points in defense speed and 50 points into skeletal archer damage. Now, another reason that I personally feel it's important to go right into the defense power is because of what we're going to do next in the utility tree. There is no substitution for range. Range is good, range is great. There's very few instances in the entire game where you would not want more range. So those next 50 points in that utility category are going to go directly into the range gambit. Now, this is assuming that you're specializing in a defense that has a range gambit. In this case, and in most cases, there is. And since we're working on skeletal archers here, I'm going to go ahead and throw those next 50 points directly into the archer range gambit. Now, of course, when you put into the range gambit, you lose defense power. Now, in this situation, you see the skeletal archer gains 1500 defense range and loses 1500 defense power. Now, basically what we did here is we kind of just did almost a wash. Not quite. You see here we're gaining 1000 defense power. Here we're losing 1500. So basically we're paying 500 defense power for an additional 1500 range. And 1500 range is a good amount. It's definitely a nice chunk. It scales differently with different defenses. So at Ascension 210, once again, 20 in defense speed, 50 into whatever damaging tower you're speccing into. And then in the utility category, 50 into range gambit, but first 20 into the defense crit chance. Those 20 points that you put into that defense crit chance will probably be the 20 most important points you spend in the game. So get those bad boys in there. Don't get don't get sidetracked with wanting more defense crit damage, because of course without the crit chance it doesn't matter. Don't try to diversify too much. Now down the road, as you get more Ascension, you can hybrid out builders to do various things, and even have builders and DPS. However, right out of the gates, it's a little bit tougher to do that, and it's better to specialize in one particular thing that you want to use frequently. And in this case, I'm going to be using my archers. So that will do it for now. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this answered some questions and helps people out. If you enjoyed the video, click that like button and please subscribe to the channel. There will be a sister video to this one talking about hero damage in Ascension coming out pretty quickly as well, so keep an eye out for that one. So thanks again. I'll see you soon.